On July 19, 2023, news was published that the Chinese Minister of Foreign Affairs, Qin Gang, had disappeared for almost a month. The minister was a former ambassador to the United States and has not been seen since June 25. The news may seem shocking at first, and in almost every country, the police, public authorities, and even the population would be concerned and would attempt to search for and identify the whereabouts of the minister. But in China, things are a little different. In reality, the minister's disappearance is just one among several disappearances of public figures in recent years within Chinese territory. But what really happens for people to simply vanish in China? What have these individuals done so grave that they disappear like this? And what occurs during these disappearances? In today's video, you will come to understand a bit more about this entire story and see that sudden disappearances are unfortunately not uncommon in China. Welcome to our channel, where we bring you the best videos about finance and technology. If you're interested in the topic of this video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with all the latest news. Leave your comments as well if you knew that disappearances in China are common, or if this information is completely new to you. Without further ado, let's get into the video. One of the most emblematic cases of disappearances in China was that of the owner of Alibaba and AliExpress, the billionaire Jack Ma. The businessman disappeared in November 2020 and reappeared suddenly and without much explanation 3 months later. We've covered the entire case in a video that you can find in the card, and I suggest you watch it once this video is over. However, Jack Ma's disappearance is just one of several, and the list includes other businessmen, actresses, scientists, and even athletes, and you will get to know some of their names. But before that, it's important to understand why these disappearances are not uncommon in China, and what are the real reasons that lead to, and more importantly, allow these disappearances to happen. Controversial party. The Chinese Communist Party is the political party that has governed the People's Republic of China since its founding on July 1, 1921. It is the largest political party in the world in terms of the number of members, with a well-defined hierarchical structure and strong influence over the government, institutions, and Chinese society in general. The Chinese Communist Party follows a Marxist-Leninist ideology and is based on the principles of socialism with Chinese characteristics. One relevant aspect of the Communist Party is that it is an omnipresent institution in China, with significant influence in all spheres of the country's life. It is still considered the central organ for decision-making and political guidance, both in the government and in state-owned enterprises and other organizations. Since the late 1970s, China has undergone economic reforms and opened up to the world, resulting in a capitalist economy but under a communist form of government. The party has played an important role in modern Chinese history. Led by Mao Zedong, the party won the Chinese Civil War 1927 to 1949 against the Kuomintang Nationalist Party and was responsible for the proclamation of the People's Republic of China in 1949. However, the Chinese Communist Party is full of controversies. One of the main controversies is the fact that the party exercises strict control over the media and the internet in China. The country operates a vast censorship system known as the Great Firewall, blocking access to many foreign websites and restricting the flow of information considered sensitive or critical to the government. The party is a powerful institution that exerts firm control over all aspects of life in China, including internal security and law enforcement. This control allows actions with little or no accountability, which can result in detentions and disappearances of people considered a threat to the regime. The party's control over the judicial system and law enforcement also allows authorities to carry out secret detentions without facing any legal consequences. It is still known for its lack of transparency regarding many issues, including cases of disappearances. Chinese authorities rarely provide information about detained individuals, their whereabouts, or the charges they face, denying those affected and their families the right to access a fair legal process. Within this context, sudden disappearances are not uncommon in China, and the vast majority are not even reported. A significant portion of what reaches the West concerning this matter is when it happens to a well-known personality, such as the cases of Jack Ma and Minister Qin Gang. But these two were not the only public figures to disappear suddenly. Let's talk about the case of Ren Jiqiang. Ren Jiqiang is a Chinese real estate businessman known for his strong opinions and criticism of how the Communist Party deals with issues in the country. In 2016, the businessman had already been sentenced to 1 year on probation simply for criticizing the way the party uses public money. According to Beijing authorities, Ren made erroneous statements contrary to the party's line, principles, and policies. In 2020, the businessman came under government scrutiny again when he criticized how the current Chinese president, Xi Jinping, handled the start of the COVID pandemic. In March of that same year, he simply disappeared from public life and reappeared later. In 2022, after investigations, he was sentenced to 18 years in prison for corruption. However, the conviction remains controversial, leaving doubts about whether it was genuinely justified or just a retaliation by the government against his publicly presented comments. But disappearances are not limited to businessmen. Even celebrities are subject to this phenomenon in China. For example, the case of Fan Bingbing. Fan Bingbing is an actress, singer, and model who has worked on various projects, particularly in Chinese films and series. She even became the highest-paid celebrity on the Forbes China Celebrity 100 list between 2013 and 2017, consistently ranking in the top 10 since 2006. However, fame couldn't prevent her from disappearing in 2018. She went missing, showing no signs of her whereabouts or life, and even staying away from her social media accounts. 6 months after her disappearance, she made a post on her social media, apologizing and promising to be an example, but without providing further explanations about what happened during that time. The matter remains highly confusing, and all that is known is that the actress only reappeared when news surfaced that she had been indicted for fraud and tax evasion, with amounts exceeding 900 million yuan. The case is shrouded in secrecy, and little is known about its unfolding. However, this didn't stop fans, especially internationally, from finding it very strange that she disappeared and only reappeared when news of her committing a crime started to circulate. Various theories have been created about what really happened to the actress during her disappearance, but none can be conclusively proven. And what do you think of this entire story? Do you believe she really committed tax evasion? Or do you think something happened behind the scenes during her disappearance that led to her indictment? The story is, at the very least, quite confusing. Unfortunately, this is just one case, as even athletes are not safe in China. Peng Shuai. Peng Shuai's case was one of the disappearances that gained the most attention in the Western media. Peng Shuai is a former Chinese professional tennis player, holding international rankings such as 14th place in singles and 1st place in doubles, and she was also the #1 tennis player in China during her career. In November 2021, she accused a high-ranking member of the Chinese Communist Party of sexual abuse on her social media. 30 minutes after the post was published, it was deleted, along with any other evidence of the tennis player's accusation. After this incident on November 2nd, the athlete was not seen for the next 3 weeks, only reappearing on November 21st. Her reappearance was in a video call with the IOC Athletes Commission, which lasted about 30 minutes. During the call, she explained that she is safe and well, living in her home in Beijing, but she requested privacy to be respected at this time. Peng gave an interview to the French newspaper L'Equipe in February 2022, where she denied the sexual assault allegations and reiterated, saying, "Sexual assault? I never said that anyone made me suffer any sexual assault." During her disappearance, various speculations arose, including censorship and concerns about her physical safety. The most intriguing aspect of the whole story is the fact that she denied, after her disappearance, the existence of an accusation that she had previously made publicly. What really happens during these common disappearances in China? Does the government take some action? Or are all these cases just coincidences, and people simply decide to disappear from public life voluntarily? What do you think of this entire story? Please share your opinion in the comments. These are just some of the several cases of sudden disappearances that occur in China. But the worst part is that these are cases of public figures, famous and known in the Western media. Now, imagine what happens to ordinary citizens who express their opposing opinions in the country or who make accusations against high-ranking members of the Chinese Communist Party but do not have the same voice as the cases mentioned earlier? Is the People's Republic of China really a republic? Or does the control of the Communist Party within the country eliminate all the freedoms that could exist for its citizens? It's a delicate subject, and it's unlikely to be openly discussed since the retaliation can be severe. The tactic of disappearance is just one of several possible strategies used in the country. But what about you? What is your opinion on the matter? Feel free to share it in the comments. I would really like to know what you think. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any updates here on our channel. Thank you very much for watching until the end. A big hug, and see you in the next video.